Hello everybody, in today's video we'll be covering the game plan of Gigas, and I will do it in a different kind of format. I will be analyzing my own matches, and maybe I can help you with a couple of situations you're in and what kind of move you have to use, or which is better, or what you don't have to do, because I also have a couple examples of me doing stuff that isn't good to do at moments. But yeah, I hope you like it, and let's get into this. But before we begin, I would like to say something, because you might have noticed that I'm, not frequently in uploading. My apologies for that. I have a couple of tough situations to deal with, like my dad right now. He is in the hospital because he has some prostate cancer, and I had to take care of him as well. So please, again, I'm sorry for not being a little bit consistent on this channel, but that's the reason why. So yes, okay, let's get into this right now. Alright guys, so I have, I think, 36 clips, maybe like I'm not sure how long, but like 10 seconds or even longer at some moments. Again, these are not complete matches. These are like highlights or moments. I thought I did something good, or again I did something wrong, but I would like to explain what happened, why I did this specific move. So again, maybe I can help you with your Gigas, that you might be in this situation that you're like, shit, what am I supposed to do right now? Or damn, why did I do something and I got hit so hard? Or why did I get launched? Or stuff like that. So already in advance, I would like to say that I love spacing the most, controlling space. So these will be a little bit emphasized on controlling space. So we have the first one here against the Kazuya. I did my back 2 ending, or the back 2 ender, but he stayed on the ground. And again, maybe you already know, if you do the back 2 ender against any opponent and he stays on the ground, you're at minus. Matter of fact, even so minus that they can launch you back with a spring kick. So if I press here, you can see that happened. So at this moment, we all know Kazuya's vortex. It's pretty scary. For me, I thought it's the best option to stay on the ground to avoid the vortex. So, or the hell sweep, or the 4-4-4. I'm not sure if that's 4-4-4, the other move. So as you can see, that is what happened here. I escaped the vortex. I'm doing 4-2 to close the gap and to negate his pressure. Maybe he was like, let me wave dash, and I was like, no, you don't. So what happened here? So I created space again with 4-2, or 4-4-2, excuse me, because 4-4-2 on block creates distance. It has, decent pushback on block. So I was like, okay, I'm safe. Down 3+4 is active in 6 frames. And I think he would love to do his raise drive because it's plus, it's very quick. And yeah, why wouldn't he do this? But now at this moment, when he hit me in my power crush, I already think, let me do back 2, because I'm damn sure he's not gonna press a button because I absorbed the move. And as you can see here, that is exactly what happened. He guessed wrong because he can't just, punch parry it, or parry it in general, like Jin or other characters. And yeah, we got the wall, and that gave us the win. So the next example here is against the Devil Jin, right? The round just barely started, and he hit me with a low poke. Again, this is something I like to say the most. I never start with a move with Gigas unless it's a hard read. I know he's gonna hop kick or something like that. But at most scenarios, the only thing I do is hold back for a couple of frames and start backdashing to create space. In this situation, I'm not even panicking like, oh god, he hit me low, I'm at minus now, because I know this low is not plus on hit, it's -3 even on hit. So the next thing I do here is, maybe I would recommend you a lot if you play Gigas, I just create space. This is the perfect space for me as a Gigas player to close the gap at 4-4-2, or to whiff punish something he would like to do. Yes, it might be something that, Devil Jin can wave dash very quickly in the face, but he didn't. He tried to hit me with this low, and what I did here is, oh, You whiffed. That's a free launch. Alright. So we're gonna play this here. Into the wall. This is where you like to be with Gigas. The wall. I already explained it a little bit. Gigas' strongest point, in my opinion, is his wall game. Because he got quite some tools to work around with. Like back 1+2, it's +5. Or, you know, back 2. So let's see what we're gonna do here. So I sidestep to the left side to track his side roll, or side roll left, side roll right. He got hit with back 1+2, which is +5 on hit. So what I do here is correct my sidestep again and hit him with the back 2. Well, he panicked so hard he pressed the button. Don't do that against Gigas if you don't have a punch parry, because you will get hit anytime with the high or the low, or high or the mid. And that gives us again. So let's check the wall game again here. Right? We're +5 here. And what I thought here is, okay, so he's gonna block because this hit looks, you know, quite devastating. So that's why I was like, this is a perfect moment to integrate my back 2 for a free 50-50. Because Jin or Devil Jin cannot punch parry or do something crazy here. That's what gives us the round. Or the match even. So the next example here is what like I said previously, I like to start with, like, you know, block in the beginning and then create space backdashing. So that is exactly what happened here. And this is where I'm like, okay, I can do better here because I punished him with 1-2. Sure, it's good with a knockdown, it's good, but you can do better with down 2. But I didn't respond quick enough. So I was like, you know what, let me play it safe. And let's do 1-2. Alright, what happened here is I actually played a couple of rounds against this king player. And he loves to do the spring kick. So try to condition the opponent to do something stupid. I know you're always trying to do that, but play defensively at moments. I know it's very fun to be offensive, but Gigas is one of those characters, in my opinion, that will also reward defensive play. As in, try to bait out moves, or, you know, make them pay if they're gonna do something stupid like this, a spring kick, because this here is all guaranteed now. It took us like 1-2 into a back turn launcher for the state he is now. He's almost dead because he, you know, he wanted to wake up with the spring kick to maintain his offense, I guess. But that's something I like to say with Gigas. Try to play a little bit patient and bait out moves. Gigas is very good if you're talking about whiff punishers or punishing in general. So that's what also gave us this match. So we're gonna play this out. I'm gonna hit it with a low, and this is also something I love to do. Let's here the jab check. Here I already buffered the quartz half circle back. So what I only have to do here is for 1+2. He pressed the button here, but because it's +1, you know, his jab is +1. The grab is like 1 frame even quicker than normal. So that gives us a very quick command grab. This is overkill, I know, but it worked. Okay, the next match is against the Mighty Ruler Akuma. And I know, I already said it. I like to create space in the beginning, but this is also something different if we're talking about creating space. Because I did create space here, but he did something on whiff. Here I could have punished with forward 1+2, but I didn't because I reacted too slow. I did forward 2. I did forward 2 for no reason actually, but again, I could have done forward 1+2 to launch him. Try to react or to respond accordingly if someone whiffs a move. But what happened here is something, I guess I'm quite lucky that I did this on reaction, because this is quite weird for me to do on reaction, I'm gonna be honest. I whiffed forward 2, so I committed to forward 2-1, and he did his power crush move. But the fun thing about 4-2-1 is it recovers relatively quickly here. So I'm able to duck his Power Crush move and launch accordingly. So we carry him to the wall because Gigas wall carry is pretty good. Here I was like, okay, he's gonna stay on the ground. He's not gonna tag back. Because again, I already played a couple of matches against this guy and he never tagged back. Matter of fact, he loves to wake up on the ground with like a low kick, a mid kick. So that's why I went for this specific ender. Because as you can see here, we stuffed the wake up. I got the round. Next example, same topic, I'm sorry, but again, I would like to stress this even more now. It is important to create space with Gigas. It is actually important to create space in general for whiff punishers in Tekken. So he whiffed something and I checked him with a jab, right? So now it's my turn because he got hit with a jab and you can see that he is trying to backdash or to be defensively. This is your moment for Gigas, or as a Gigas player, to actually be aggressive for once. I said a couple of minutes ago to be, you know, defensive and, you know, bait a couple of moves, try to bait out moves, but now it's your moment to pressure the opponent. Because I can see on his nature that he is quite defensive if he got hit by a move. So we hit him with this, and notice that I am aware that he's ducking here. In the match, I was aware that he was ducking here, but I knew he was gonna duck for like a couple of frames and go up again. That's why this hits. Here, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do back 1+2. It's +4 on block, even +5 if I'm correct. Someone said it in the comment section. That's +5. That would be awesome. But he's at a position that he's not cool with. He's against the wall versus a Gigas. So I knew here at this moment he's gonna try to do something. This is your moment to go for down 4-2 or to go for 4-1+2, but I would prefer down 4-2 because it's a mid. 4-1+2, yeah, it's 30 frames quick, but it's a high. So if she did like her full crouch low, the two hitting low, I'm not sure what the notation is for, but if she did that, she would stuff the 4-1+2. So that's why I opted for down 4-2 here. Here I heard the character say something, so that's why I knew this is a counter hit. So we got the match with a very weird side wall combo, but it works. Alright, we played against the Brian here, and as you can see, he has 2 rounds on me, and what I tried here is, you know, to remain calm and try to space the Brian player. I know Brian has very good long range moves, but the recovery on those moves are pretty big. So if he whiffs something, Gigas can very easily punish it with 4-1+2 or even 4-4-2 to be safe. Which happened here. He whiffed the back 1. I'm not sure if it's back 1 or back 2, but I think it's back 1. And I saw that happening from like a mile ago. So that's why I did the 4-1+2 here and hit him with a launch, right? Complete the combo. This is your moment to pressure the Brian player because Brian does not have like a very good panic button. Yeah, people say orbital, but it's not a panic button because it's slow and it's also airborne, so you can float him, kind of float out of it. But that's why I thought, okay, I got him in the ropes now. Let me do wall running 2. It's +7. I can pressure the opponent right now. So I tried to stagger the down for 2 a little bit, or delay. It's not staggering, but I delayed the down for 2-1. He got hit with it, and here's also again your opportunity to go in with plus frames. Now I didn't do while running 2 because I saw, okay, he kind of blocked and respected while running 2 because he blocked it down for 2-1. So it's not a big thing to do now. That's why I opted for back 1+2 because this is a different scenario that also gives me plus frames, +4 or +5, and we can get a launcher here, which is exactly what happened here. Why did the Brian player press something? Because this is a different situation. He's in crouch. He doesn't want to block anymore, I think. And this is something very common if you play Gigas. People don't like to block Gigas. because Gigas can put you in situations that you're blocking for hours if you're doing it correctly. So we take the launch, easy combo, and we go in for the wall running too, because he tried to do something there. I'm not sure, but I think so. So the next one is against an Asuka player, Asuka, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. So again, rule of thumb, don't press a button, because my jab will trade with her jab, something slow will stuff me. And try and learn the character knowledge. It's very cool to have, it's very important to have in Tekken, because again, if you didn't know, this launches, the low launches there, but I knew she's gonna do that because she also has a mid variation, but I can react to this because it's pretty slow. So that's why I did nothing on the begin round, because she started differently. So I knew that she's gonna start with like a jab string. So again, try to learn as much as you can if we're talking about character knowledge, because it will help you in the long run. A lot. So we go for the basic combo. I could have ended. This is something also I like to mention. If it's a wallless stage, there's not a big reason to go for the forward 1+2 ender. So for myself, just go with a down forward 1+2 ender. It gives you better damage. You don't have to carry to the wall, and it puts Gigas in an okay situation, in an okay position, right? Yeah. So we go to the next one right now. Here we're playing against a Hwoarang. We all know Hwoarang love to press buttons. I'm kidding, not every Hwoarang player does that, but you know what I mean. So for me, again, I never start with a button if the round starts, but especially against Hwoarang, I just hold back or create space, as you can see. Alright, so there were multiple things I could do here. If I reacted quickly, I could have launched him at down 2, but you know, at moments you're like, okay, I already fucked up that punish, but we can always go for something else. So plan B is always good to have. For me, plan B is closing in with a wall running move, what I did here, instead of going for, you know, a down 2, but maybe I was too late and he can punish me back because it's -14. It's not safe at all. So we went for the wall running 2 here. And what happened here is the previous round, when I did wall running 2, I poked him with down 3. So that's why you see the Hwoarang player trying to parry it for some reason. Well, not for some reason, for that specific reason. So I went for back 2. This is guaranteed here. So after all that, I did a down back 2 here. Why it counter hit it here is because we had a same kind of position we went through, because the previous round we did the same. I hit it back 2, and you know, everything after that is like guaranteed, the belly flop into the low. But then I did down forward 2, 1, and he got hit with the 1 portion. So I was like, okay, maybe he's gonna try a power crush at this moment now, which happened. So that's why I did a down back 2. This is plus. I could have finished the round here, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna jab check him to be safe, and I think that paid off better, because he did something here, but again, I like to, you know, buffer the command grab in my jab, which gave me the round here. At moments you don't have to take risks for no reason, just play safe, and that's something I did here. Alright, this is against a Miguel player. We both created space. That's not something you see all the time. But here's something I knew this Miguel player loves to do. He created space and closed the gap with 4-4-2-1. You know, those twin, not twin pistols, but those 2 punches that looked very aggressive. So that's, I think, what he did here. But what I tried to do here is try and outreach him with my forward 2, because forward 2 counter hit launches. And that's actually what happened here. I'm not sure what kind of move he did here, but I hit it, counter hit, because 4-2 has very good range. Alright, we didn't break the wall here, and this is the reason why. Again, Gigas loves it if the opponent is against the wall. And we already had a very big combo here. I'm not sure if we could have extended even bigger, but for me this is a better option to go with. You don't always have to break the wall. So here he stands up and blocks a 4-3-2, fully charged even, and ducks the mid. So we carry him to the wall here, and we check it with the low. Alright, against Nina. This is one of my least favorite matchups because Ninas are very aggressive and they love to poke. They love to do strings. I know, I get it. I'm not a big fan of it, but that's how Nina is supposed to be played, I guess. I'm not sure. So again, rule of thumb for me is if the round starts, try and create space because you can whiff punish. Like that. Almost against the wall. So I went for the wall running 2 here because I knew she would try to sidestep it, but she sidestepped it at the wrong side. So we got a side wall splat here. And yeah, she never quick rised or stand up normally because she loves to side roll for some reason or to wake up with a bun. That's why everything worked here. Those previous rounds she did the same thing, so I was like, okay, you're not gonna wake up normally, or you're not gonna stand up normally, you're gonna try and wake up with something or side roll. Gigas loves it if people do that because again, you can just pressure away with those low hitting lows or ground hitting lows here. Let's see here, even the mid hits here because she side rolled, so 4 catches side rolls on the ground and down 3-2 hits ground or hits on the ground. Yeah, it's grounded. Alright. So here the Steve whiffed the move and he's in a stance. So I was here like, oh, I think I can whiff punish with down 2, right? Again, this is all based on just create space and try to launch accordingly or try to punish accordingly or try to steal momentum back. So again, here he did something on whiff. Because I barely made it out of that situation because I backdashed in the beginning, right? So we can launch with down 2. I did a very specific combo here. And that's pretty much it for this round or for this match. Again, it really, I know I might be very repetitive right now, but that's something that helped me a lot with Gigas, creating space and punish accordingly. Next, it's against the same Nina we saw a couple of minutes ago. Same rules apply here. I created space. I did down 3 plus 4 here, and the reason behind it is, let's watch it again. I knew she would do something with a high or a mid and not a low, and even if she did a low here at this moment, you can try and fuzzy guard it with down forward. It actually worked quite a lot for me, but anyways, she did her string here into a sidestep and we can launch accordingly. Right, okay, what happened here is something I like to do as well. She side rolled here and down for 2 whiffed completely, but the recovery frames are quite, you know, quick on down for 2. It's pretty deceptive if we're talking about the recovery frames because you're actually on time to low parry. Keep in mind that some of Giga's moves on whiff recover relatively quickly. Alright, this is one of those things I mentioned that you don't have to do. Just a second. So what happened here? She blocked 4 here, right? Standing 4. Guys, please don't do this all the time. I got away with murder here. Gotta be very honest because this is -9 on block. My turn is over. I am just very lucky that this Nina player does not know the matchup or the frames on Gigas. Because what I did here is down back to after she blocked my 4. If some opponent knew it was -9, I could have been launched, I could have been counter hit it, I could have been in a very bad position. So yeah, you can try it if you clearly can see that the opponent does not know the matchup, but I would not recommend it. It's not good to do. At least we got a round. Alright, so we're playing against the Dragunov, where we all know what Dragunov loves to do. It starts with while running and it ends with 2. But we also have his race drive, you know, it launches on normal hit even, I think. It's plus, it's mid, it's fast. So what we did here, we hit him in while running. As you can see on my live, or both live, I'm in a very advantageous position right now. So I don't have a reason to overcommit to something. That is also something I like to say. Don't overcommit with Gigas. He is very shitty on block and on whiff, and even at some moments on hit. You know, if you do down 3, you're at -1. That's example. If you do down back 4, if you want to close a round and he's still alive, you're at -3 and you're still in crouch. But what I did here is I ran to the Dragunov player and I created space. Why I did this is because I knew he would love to do, or he is about to pull the trigger on his while running race drive, right? So we did that, the down 3+4. We totally tanked the while running attack there. But as you can see, maybe you already seen it on my video of down 3+4. My recovery here is a little bit too slow to retaliate with a 1-2 or down 2. So what I did here is shift the momentum back with back +2. Because the enemy knew or knows at this moment, oh god, he absorbed my move, so I'm not plus anymore. I have to block, you know, or I have to hold back. That's exactly what happened here, and we got the round. So about this replay here, I think, and I know this is maybe a little bit personal now, but I think that a lot of players underestimate the power of down 3+4. It is a very tough tool to use. Don't get me wrong, I know it's a very tough it's a very tough move to use, but you can do very silly stuff with it. So that's why please try to master this move. I said it a couple of times in multiple videos now, but till this day I play Gigas since day 1, and again I loved down 3+4 the moment I saw this move, because again it looks badass, so it got style points as well, but the application behind this move is huge. You know, the potential as well is not something to laugh at. So yeah, okay, moving on. So here the round started. Harang did some very funny peculiar dance there, but as you can see I created space here, right? I created even more space here to bait his while running move. And here we go again. Down 3+4 tanked it, and we can launch accordingly. So now we carry him to the wall, right? We did this ender because he never tagged back. So why wouldn't I do this ender? It gives me more damage. Good Oki. So this is also something I like to do. If I hit a table flip, the opponent wakes up immediately and is like, okay, shit, I don't have to stay on the ground. Matter of fact, it's a big risk to stay on the ground. The table flip is going to hit me. So I'm going to quick roll. What I did here is, let's see, I'm going to just, hold on, I'm going to skip here, right? I sidestepped into a back 2 to track his side roll. And I don't know what the Harang did here, but he got hit by it. I don't know why or how. Oh, he just ducked. I don't know why, but this is something also very important for you as a Gigas player, to call out if the opponent tries to side roll or quick roll and track them down with the according sidestep to the side they're quick rolling to into a back 2. That is a very good pressure kind of situation for you to be in for Gigas, because stuff like this happens quite frequent. You know, that the opponent stays on the ground, you hit them with a table flip, and then it's your moment to track them down with, you know, if they're gonna side roll to the left, okay, okay, now I'm gonna sidestep to the left and go for the back 2. So here we play against this Nina player again. It's the same Nina player, and I got a knockdown here, right? So what I did here is down 3+4 because she woke up with a lot of mid tools like spring kick or wake up mid, stuff like that. So here I knew if I'm doing the down 3 plus 4, he's gonna try to hit me with a low. Also, again, this move has a lot of uses in my opinion, because you are able to low parry out of this move. So we did that. Okay, moving on to the combo. Hit the wall. The next thing you're gonna see is a little bit silly, but trust me when I say I actually lapped this. Again, trust me when I say this, I actually lapped this situation because this happened a lot with me with Gigas. If the opponent spring kicks here, you don't get a clean wall splat, right? You get this weird wall splat. It's just a splat. But if the opponent attacks right now, or side rolls right, or quick rolls right, back 1 plus 2 will cross up here. As you can see, even on block, they can block it, but you're at an advantageous position because they block, they're in force crouch, and you're at +4. So yeah, for your information, yeah, that is a thing. It's a thing. Okay, so we're playing against this Jin, and this is all about wall pressure and staggering frames, or staggering the strings he has. And what does staggering means? If you're a little bit familiar with Mortal Kombat or Dragon Ball Fighters, oh, by the way, I love fighters, but if you're familiar with those two games, you might know what this means, but let me explain. Staggering means that if you have a string that has multiple hits, like down for 2-1, it has 2 hits. But if the opponent knows it has 2 hits, they're gonna block both hits instead of only the first hit, right? Staggering is that you're only doing the first hit of the string and repeat the string, or the beginning of the string. So you're just doing down for 2, down for 2, to condition the opponent to try and steal their back, the turn back, right? If they're going to steal the turn back, you can hit them with the extension down for 2-1. And that is kind of what staggering is. So in a short summary, it is condition the opponent with 1 poke, and the poke has also an extension like down for 2-1. And if you see that the opponent respects it a little bit too much and expects the second hit, you can stagger into another move like wall running 2 for plus frames, right? And what I did here is another wall running 2, and that actually hit him clean. So we did a 4-2-1 into back 2. That's guaranteed if they're quick rolling left or right or stand up normal. And if they stay on the ground, the back 2 will hit grounded, but you're minus. So that's why I did the specific setup, because I was like, okay, with this HP, he would survive a normal ender, so it's better to go for the 50-50. That's why I did not end it with a 4-2-1-3 or a 4-2-1 delayed 1. It would barely keep him alive. So that's why I went for the mix-up here. Alright, next. Okay, this is a very important one. As you can see here, we're against a very good law player here, you know, and he key charges. Don't try to get tilted, and don't let them go in your mind and, you know, put you in a shitty position. This happened a lot with me when I played Gigas in lower rank and higher rank. People are like, oh, I can do whatever the fuck I want against this Gigas because it's Gigas, he sucks. Oh, I defeated Gigas, he sucks, man. Let me key charge this guy real quick, right? And here I'm like, bro, why are you doing this, bro? Come on, son. Anyways, try and keep collected and try to focus in the game, because I got tilted quite some times, and that really cost me the match. And you know what they're gonna do, right? They're gonna key charge you, they're gonna let the outro rock, and they're gonna leave. You wanna see that shit happen? No, right? So that's why here he key charged me, and trust me when I say I got tilted for some reason. I got tilted hard. But I said against myself, if I'm gonna play tilted right now, I'm gonna lose against this law. So again, I just stayed with my normal game plan, because those 2 rounds he won is because I got tilted already how he played. So I started with a move in those rounds, right? So here I was like, okay, let me just stay calm, collected, and don't start with a move. Hard read what he's about to do, this will most definitely be a low because he did that multiple times, right? And that's what happened, yeah. Alright, the next here is I checked him with a jab, and again, I said it again multiple times, jab into command grab is pretty strong in my opinion. So that's what I did here. Here I knew he would panic because, oh god, I'm about to lose. This guy got a win streak of 21. I have to break it. Fuck, I key charged, whatever, right? So I was like, okay, he's gonna quick roll and he's gonna block or get hit by the back 1+2. He got hit because he pressed the button. As you can see, the counter hit spark is there. And now I'm at +5. So down forward 2 is pretty much guaranteed if he presses a button. Even if he does down 2, 3. I'm not sure how that move is called. Dragon Tail or something? Or I don't know. But you know, that panic button move that crushes high on like the 4th, 5th, 6th frame, I'm not sure. And it launched on counter hit. So here I was like, okay, he got hit. Down for 2, 1. It will hit him easily. And he did while standing 4 even, so guaranteed. And you know what the best part of this? If you defeat that law that key charges you, key charge that motherfucker back and leave. I didn't even let the outro rock. I suck at this. Okay, next. We played against the Kazuya you saw earlier, right? What happened here, you might ask? I created space here, or I am in this position that if he did an electric, my 4-2 will even reach him quicker. That's what happened here, right? So, alright. Again, keep your positioning good and spacing. The next thing here is also the same thing I explained versus the Jin, and that is staggering your strings. So we did a wall running 2 here. I did forward 2 here, which is -9 on block, but I knew that this opponent knew that forward 2 had an extension. So I staggered the string and went into another wall running 2 here, getting myself plus frames, which is very good. So here I did forward 2, and I knew he's gonna try to interrupt now, or steal the turn back. So what I did here is forward down 1, forward 2 down 1. And it actually hit a counter hit here, giving me a free attempt to throw him with 1+2 because I entered the stance, and look at this. It gave me the round. I think it's even more damage than you see here on counter hit. But again, staggering your strings is also something you can't just do it randomly. You have to condition your opponent first. Or if you know that your opponent knows the matchup against Gigas, then you might have a slight advantage because they're gonna wait for the string to get finished, or you know. So yeah. Alright, next one. Playing against the same Harming as before. Here again, perfect situation for Gigas to be in. The opponent's against the wall. We hit him with a knockdown, and again, Gigas has humongous range, as you can see here. Jesus Christ. Alright. Back 2. And in the previous round, he tried to punch parry this option here because I always go for the safe mid, right? So he punch parried me. I was like, okay, let me do this again and delay my unblockable. It worked. And he died because of it. Look at that damage. Alright. So here we're against a king player. No walls. This is a hard read because he did that the first round. So that's why I never start with a move. If I did a jab here, he would crush my jab. As example, if I did a high forward 1+2, he would crush it and I would lose my turn, right? So we do a basic combo here. I think I ended wrong again. Yeah, as you see, I made my mistakes as well. Just go for down forward 1+2, 1+2. It's better damage. Not the best Oki, but again, you can create space from the situation if you end it with down forward 1+2, 1+2. So we get a knockdown here, right? And I see that he sidesteps here. And he likes that sidestep launcher of king. But my sidestep has more range, right? So I knew that he's gonna do a sidestep. I wait a couple of frames. It's almost the same exact frame we did the move, but my sidestep has more range. So we hit it. Again, it's all about the range with Gigas. And I whiff, but we punish those. let me take this example here. It's kind of the same move we're doing here, right? But because Gigas has more range than average, we can outrange and launch him even. Alright, playing against the Jin. The situation is 2-2, right? He had 2 wins, I had 2 rounds win. Notice the life advantage we have as a Gigas player. This also is something very important. If you have this amount of life advantage, there's no big reason to go in with risky moves or slow startup while running moves, right? So the best thing, in my opinion, you can do here is to just power crush all his high and mid moves and retaliate back. You know, if you do that first, then you can put yourself in a big advantageous position instead of risking a low and you'll get low parry. There goes your momentum. Oh, he got the comeback on you. You know, you don't want to have that. So what I did here is I baited his race drive. I'm not even baiting. I was just doing down 3+4 in range here, so I can respond to his move, and he did his race drive. And because we ate the race drive with the down 3+4, we can just jab the extension with. I don't know why he did extension here, but he did extension here because you can mix it up with a low. You know, with the hell sweep, or yeah, it's kind of like a hell sweep. But he did the whole extension, so we can just jab him out of it and secure the round. So the lesson in this one is, it's very important to you know, be calm and don't overextend with Gigas, because again, he has to take risks to close him out right now. If you go in there and we do down 3, again, you're at minus. If you go with down back 2, it's minus 14, so Jin can even launch it, you know? Yeah, you can go for a while running, but he can just parry it. You get what I mean? He can steal momentum back as well, Jin. And you have to take big risks for no, in my opinion, no reason to secure the round. So that's why if you have this big of a life advantage, there's no harm in power crushing his moves or power crushing the opponent's move or bait a couple of moves to secure the round fair and square. I find this fair. It looks very cool as well. Right. So we're against another Nina, and what happened here is, again, life advantage. We just created space. We did down 3+4 from quite some distance, and she started this string. Nice side boob. She started the string here, right? This is also something that I like to say. Be patient with down 3+4. I think the biggest flaw for other players is that you absorb one move and you just want to start swinging again, right? But you have to let the animation run out at moments, especially this, because let's say if I press a button here, I will get hit by the second hit here, right? I just let the full power crush go here because I knew she's gonna complete the string. She's gonna try to hit me here, so that's why just let the animation go. Just look at how beautiful Gigas looks the way he does this, and then launch or punish or steal momentum back. Same goes here. So there's not a big reason to go for, you know, or there's not a big reason to overextend. So what we do here is we just create space from a mile away, down 3+4, and he tries to pressure me, but that is not gonna work because down 3+4 absorbs the move, and we get an easy, clean victory. So against this law, right, he gets the knockdown here because he got the combo, but I knew that he likes to overextend, right? The exact opposite what we are doing right now. And again, what did I say versus the Jin we fought a couple of minutes ago? Don't randomly overextend against Jin, because he can just turn the tides pretty quickly with parries or, you know, evasive moves. So with Gigas, it's kind of the same story, because he can just absorb all highs and mids and even launch them if you time it right. It's only weak for lows, but I knew that he's trying to pressure me as a law player, which I don't mind. That's law's game plan, right? So what happened here is he did his while running 3, I guess, or 4, I'm not sure. And because I knew this, I could just stand up, do down 3+4, and launch accordingly. So at this situation, I'm like, okay, I have the live lead. The only threatening thing he has now is his Rage Drive that hits low, you know, and does chunky damage, but it's reactable, so it's not a very big problem. You can react to it if you train right. So here I was like, you know what, I'm gonna create space again here, and maybe he's gonna try to pressure me again. And what happened here is he did the he literally did the same thing. Damn, law players are not learning from the mistakes, but okay. And we can punish accordingly. Alright, this is about pressure. So we got a knockdown because we completed the combo here. With 4 for 1+2, he quick rolls to the left side. While running 2 has pretty good tracking on this side. So that's good. We at plus right now. We're +7. So we're gonna do it again. We're doing one more. So as you can see there, I did 2 wall runnings. And he did something here. He pressed a button here. But again, you can't really see if it's counter hit or not. So I did not commit to the extension. What I did here, which in my opinion is even better, is staggering this string into a jab. A jab is so quick, it's plus as well. A jab into a while running, which is what you're gonna see here, is very good because now I know if I do down for 2, he's gonna try and contest it. So what's gonna happen here is, now I'm gonna play everything normally. Alright, now I know he's gonna press there. That gives us a counter hit into the setup. He tries to punch parry here because he did that previously the first round. So that's why. Let me go back real quick here. This is something that I love about Gigas. His pressure potential against the wall is and I love it to do it as well, you know. It is all about reading the opponent and see how they react against your pressure. Again, I saw that he tried to contest my wall running into down for 2, so I got in my mind that he is going to try it again. Because he didn't get launched, he didn't get wall splatter, so why wouldn't he? He just got hit with, like, you know, some damage. So that's also something some of the opponents do not know, that the risk is pretty big to contest versus the down for 2 series, because if you complete down for 2-1, you'll get a wall splat, which is very good for Gigas. So that's why I think he did it again here. That's something you have to, you know, you have to condition your opponent as well. You see, he's like, oh, I just got hit. It's not a big risk to do it again. And then you as a Gigas player can show him, you made a mistake, boy. You made a big mistake. Alright, next. So here we're playing against a Brian, and he immediately did something. I think 1-1-2 or 1-2-1 or something like that, yeah. And I knew that, you know, this is not like -1 or something. It's, you know, he gave away his turn with maybe -5, -4. Maybe he could have sidestep or something, but I'm not sure. You see, I'm not even 100% on the character knowledge, but that's something I thought here. Oh, he gave away the turn. So it's my turn to jab back. You know, just jab back. Let's see what he's going to do right now. So he just blocks. I'm like, okay, let me do back 1+2 for plus frames. Here I heard he did something. That's why I checked him with a jab first, right? So let's hear it again. He did something there. So here my mind was like, oh, he got hit with a jab, so I'm at +8. Let me do this again, you know, the back 1+2 sequence. But now, instead of jabbing him, because again, the opponent is like, oh, he just jabbed me because he was plus or something. So it's not a big threat to contest this. Well, it is, because, you know, you have a 30 frame launcher now. So that's why I went for down for 3 1+2 now. So we got him against the ropes here, against the wall. And I knew that he's going to quick rise to the left, or to the right here. So we track that, and we do the back 1+2 again, right? Now he is conditioned to do nothing, because he just got counter hit launch because he did something here, right? So now it's your turn to, you know, exert your pressure here, at this moment. So what I did here is the sequence I like the most. Let's get this here. I did back 1+2 into a jab, and that jab into back 2. You see how he's like, what am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do here? See that? Now it's your time to show him how hard you can hit with a delayed unblockable, because that's what's going to happen here. Now, why did he not press a button or duck or do something? Because you are pressuring the opponent against the wall, and that's something Gigas loves to do. That is something I have to say is right now, all the matches I play with Gigas, if you are very good at pressuring the opponent is just scared to do something and they're gonna just hold back. Especially if they don't know the matchup, which is, you know, again, don't try and carry that around your character as in, oh, I can just do this, no problem, no one knows the matchup. But as you can see here, he clearly does not know what to do, so the only thing he had to do here is to hold back. So that's why pressuring against the wall with Gigas is very fun to do, in my opinion, and also effective if the opponent does not know what to do. If the opponent does know what to do, it is still effective. Don't get me wrong, it's still effective. I actually played against a couple of Gigas players, and as a Gigas player myself, I knew what he was about to do. But because I knew what he was about to do, I was like, shit, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? He's gonna hit me with all that shit. So yeah, we're going to the next one. Okay, we're playing against a Harang, and he did his just frame, I don't know, skyrocket or something. I'm not sure how this move is called, but it's punishable, so we punish those. So here we're gonna close in with while running. Oh, whoop, excuse me. We're gonna close in with down forward 4, giving us a little bit plus frames, right? We hit him with a jab because he tried to contest for some reason, and now I know that he's gonna block because he got hit with 2 pokes. He's like, okay, let me just be a little bit defensive. That is again your moment to pressure the opponent hard with while runnings, as you can see here. And he's still blocking, so why not throw a back 2 here? And again, this Harang player loves a punch parry, so the delayed unblockable is gonna hit hard here. Again, I did the same thing against this Nina, or the Nina player previously, but don't do this what I'm doing here. These are bad habits, and I'm talking about doing a move if the opponent blocks 4. If you are playing against a good opponent, he knows that it's not your turn now. Don't do this. I stopped doing this. I promise. I stopped doing this bad habit shit. But you know, as you can see, I also have bad habits. I still have to this day. And for me, it is quite hard to, you know, to control that because almost no one steals their turn back if I do this on block. But when the opponent does, I'm like, shit, okay, I'm in big trouble now because that's my whole kind of game plan against the wall. Oh, I could just do 4 into down back 2 or 4 into a poke. No, you can't because you're -9. Alright. This is about Gigas moves that has surprisingly good pushback on block, like back 3. As you can see here, this is like the perfect position for Gigas to be in because he can create space with backdashing and launch accordingly. He can just go for 4-4-2 if they're trying to backdash away from you, if they're trying to space you for some reason. But here I just did a couple of backdashes into down 2. And as you can see, that the whole string Leo threw at us completely whiffed. So keep that in consideration as well. And that also gave us a round. There we go. We're starting the round against a Harang player. That's a lot of Harang players, but okay. So he hit me with the low here, but stay focused and know the character matchup. I had a couple of moments that the Harang started with this move and I tried to poke him back here and that extension hit me. Again, I'm sorry, I'm a new Tekken player. I'm not, you know, godlike at this game. I'm quite new if we're talking about strings. So the first time I saw this string, I was like, oh, it's just a low. I can just pressure or, you know, steal the turn back. Well, I was wrong because this move is a high and launches. But if you stay focused and you know your character matchup, this low does nothing because it does not jail, and you can duck the second. Yeah, you can just duck the second hit here. It does 0 damage, as you can see. It does not jail. and they're putting themselves in a risk. And again, if I did a jab here, he would crush my jab. So that's why I never start with a move. If I did forward 2-1, I think it will actually counter hit me, and everything is guaranteed on counter hit here. So that's why I would not recommend to start with a move with Gigas unless it's a very hard read if someone does something. Okay, this is about staggering again and baiting punch parries and putting the opponent in the second situation that they're gonna block because they're scared to do something. So let me just play this without pausing or something, and then I'm gonna explain what I mean. So what happened there? So he whiffed the move. I could have launched here, so this is something bad on my part, right? I could have done forward 1+2 or down 2. So this is something I did bad, but I did forward 4 here. This is +3 on hit, but it's on hit, so the opponent does not randomly push a button back. So he ducked for some reason, and I did it again. So now I'm like, oh, so you're respecting my forward 4 on hit. I can do a back 2 here instead of, you know, doing something else, or right, or you know, using the extension. If I did extension there, he could have blocked it, and that thing is like -13, so he could punish back. So what happened here? I did a back 2, right? But I did an empty back 2 into sidestep down 2. Yeah, I could have done the delayed unblockable, but I would, you know, I would like the wall carry to carry him to the wall. That's why I predicted the punch parry, did nothing into down 2 here. But what does this also means? This situation we're in right now. He got put in he got in a situation of back 2, right? And he is like, okay, I can just punch parry the options. Well, you clearly can't, because I can just delay it or I can do nothing. So that means that he thinks that he just have to hold back now in this situation, in the back 2 situation, because the punch parry didn't work. So we're gonna put him in the same situation. I'm gonna do the ender here. He tagged up or tagged back, and I knew this. That's why I did the back 2 here again. Here I'm like, okay, so now he knows that you can't just randomly punch parry, so you're just gonna respect this shit. So what I did here is an unblockable with delay, with extra delay for the extra damage, closing the round. This is a very strong Eliza player I played against. He is very good, and I played a couple of sets against him. But this is also about staggering and knowing your plus frames on hit. So we did a 4 here, right? It's +3 on hit, and he respects it. He tries to backdash even. So because I knew that he would respect this string, I went for a low instead of, you know, a mid. This hits, and we're at +3 right now, which is very important for you to know. Why? Because down for 3 is 13 frames, making it 10 frames now. So you can randomly, you know, contest this unless you down jab. That will trade, or jab. That will also trade. That's why it's very important to know when you're advantageous on block or advantageous on hit, because he did something here. I think he actually maybe down jab, but he was quite late. But this gave us a launch because we knew that it's +3 on hit, and down for 3 is 13 frames, making it a 10 frame move. Against another high rank player. And this is a perfect example about down for 2 staggering. So what we did here is, we're plus here, right? We did down for 2 here, he got hit. Now he is gonna try and block down for 2 the next time, right? So we're gonna do down for 2, down for 2, down for 2. And now he's like, okay, he did this move 3 or 4 times now in a row, and I did not see an extension. Let me try and steal the turn back. Psych, I have an extension, and it also knocks down. Maybe this is a better example of explaining staggering a string, and it's pretty good for Gigas. He has, that's why I also love down for 2. It's a very good stagger string, as you can see here. It looks dumb as hell, but it actually really works. It also works against me. If the opponent staggers a string, I'm like, okay, so Where's the follow-up? Oh shit, you did something, now it's plus on block? And then the next time you're gonna try and contest the first part of the string, but then they're doing the second part and it launches. And then you're like, well, that sucks. And that is exactly what happened here. Alright, so we're playing against a Lars player. This Lars player in particular is very aggressive and quite impatient, because again, I played a couple of rounds against this guy and I know him. So what we do here is we hit him with down back 2, giving us +3 on hit. Here I took in mind that this guy does not block the second hit for if we're talking about down for 2. He does not block down for 2 1. So we're closing the gap with while running. Do a jab to check what he's going to do. Do it again. Sidestep back 1+2 because he respected here. He respected a lot here. In my opinion, it was quite surprising that he did not just randomly lightning screwed here. But now we are at +5 because he got hit even, right? Down for 2 is a 15 frame mid, so that means it's 10 frames now if we're doing down for 2. So we actually did it here, but I did not commit because I didn't hear it loud enough to go for the down for 2 1. But now we did the same, and now I heard the lightning screw there and did the extension, breaking the wall and giving us the round. So about this game plan I'm trying to explain is try and you know, be patient at moments, but if you pressure the opponent, pressure them on a good safe way. Don't overcommit on moves like, you know, 4-4-4-2, it's -13, so you're screwed right now. Or, you know, don't randomly do down 2 because Lars can launch punish it even, as example. Try and put them in a very up close and personal range and situation, and try to pressure with your pokes. Try to pressure, you know, try to chip their defense. Just try to chip away the defense and wait for the right moment to commit. That is something I'm trying to explain here with down for 2 1. I love that string. That string is very good to do against those kind of moments, you know, to chip away the defense. I think this is one of the last one. Here you can see what I mean with spacing, by the way. You see, that's pushback. He did a jab into down for 1, but we space correctly here because we backdash, and I did forward 1+2 because I thought he might have he might do the extension or do a string with an extension to counter hit the string. That didn't work, but you're at +6 and it forces crouch forward 1+2 on hit. So I knew he's not gonna randomly push a button. So I closed the gap with a very short gap, by the way, but I closed the gap with while running 2 here to put myself in a good situation. +7 here. And here I just committed. I thought he is gonna press a button because he doesn't like the wall. Who likes the wall anyways if your back is against it? And we hit him with a counter hit into a combo. So what happened here is I splatted him with 4-2 down 1 3+4. And again, I already played 1 round against. That's why I would love to do full match breakdowns. I would really love to do that for you guys. But the previous round, when I carried him to the wall, I ended my combo with my regular wall combo, and he immediately woke up with mid kick, multiple times even. So I was like, okay, you like to wake up with a kick. This setup is great against people that like to wake up. 4-2 down 1 against the wall and then go for a 2. It beats every option, pretty much every option. If there's something it doesn't beat, if we're talking about wake up attacks, right? And don't count if you stay on the ground. Maybe it does. I think it even works if you're, you know, if you stay on the ground. I think it actually really works if you stay on the ground. But for all wake up attacks, it will hit clean, and it gives a wall bounce as well. Perfect. Okay, so this is one of the only examples if we're talking about the full match, because it's not like a real full match. She just, okay, I'm not gonna spoil it. So again, I created space here in the beginning. Xiaoyu started her offense, excuse me. What happened here is, let me just take my mouse. I have my mouse here. You know, she started the offense here, and this is something very normal for Xiaoyu players to do. You know, the back turn into some gimmick shit. So I tried to jab and check what she's about to do. If she crushes it, well, I accepted my fate. You know, she crushes a lot. So that's why I was like, let me just try and check what she's going to do. So I got a clean hit here. She immediately got defensive here. You see, she just blocks. But here I knew she wants her turn back. You know, she wanted to do her stuff, which I totally get. You know, that's the nature of this game. You want to be offensive. You don't want to be defensive. Okay, I like it to be defensive, but you know what I mean. So I tried to go for forward 2 here if she did something to try and contest and does not high crush, which happened here. You know, okay, so we get a launch. We go to the combo. We go for this setup, not a setup, but a combo ender for free table flip, plus frames. So this is something as well. Don't do this. What I mean with don't do this is I committed for no reason here to complete the string. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see a hit animation. Yeah, you can try and delay the second hit for, if they try to contest here, but to be safe, just do down for 2 and let it rock. Just don't try to contest, because if she knew this was minus 13 here, I think she can even get a knockdown or solid plus frames or damage. So that's what I mean with don't randomly overextend with Gigas, especially if you go against someone that knows the matchup. So she kind of does a cute punish, the low poke, but I know this low is not plus on hit, but I still backdashed away to create space. This is a perfect position to be in for Gigas for 4-4-2 for while running. So that's why I created space for whiff punishes as well. So she does that move, she hits me. Alright, my defense is not a 10 out of 10. So this is just character knowledge, right? Because I heard the hey yeah, and I knew, okay, she's back turn, and I see the lag sweeping already. So this is a low parry for me. And why I made that very stupid noise, because she always make that same exact sound if she does the hell sweep. The hey yeah. Let me one more time. I've heard this a lot. That's why. that one. She never makes a other different sound if she does that. So we carry that. We do the damage under. Take round number 1. So we go to 2 now. She's trying to start her offense or, be evasive at the start of the round. Right here. Here. So I created space here, and I tried to whiff punish, but I was too late. So that's why I was like, let me try and reach her with 4-4-4. So it actually hits, right? And now I can see that she's holding back. That's why I close in with a while running, as you can see here. And now I see, okay, she learned her mistake that you don't press a button if you block the while running of Gigas. So that's why I did 4-2-1, because 4-2-1 is just like -3 on block, so it's pretty safe. Why did I do a low here? You might have asked this. Okay, I thought, I'm pretty safe, and down back 2 crushes highs. I know Xiaoyu has like devastating mids or lows, but I was like, maybe she's trying to contest with a jab. Matter of fact, she did something and the counter hit it. So this is a situation I like to address right now. It's kind of like a 50-50 to do it or don't do it. It really depends on the opponent to do this kind of stuff, to go for this kind of shenanigans, 4-2-1 into down back 2. If the opponent is defensive, you can just do it, because they're gonna maybe backdash or respect the follow-up, because it does have a follow-up 4-2-1. It has 4-2-1-1. And if the opponent is aggressive, don't randomly throw this out though. So go for the stomp, go for the back 2. She blocks it, right? But you're safe. You're safe here, -3, push back. So we create space again. As you can see, she's trying to be evasive again, but that didn't work. Here I could have whiff punished with 4-4-2, but I was too slow to react on it. So I just went for a additional space, you know, create space, let her do something stupid maybe, let her do something punishable. There I could have punished with down 2. But here I was not, you know, confident that I would completely avoid this. It really looked like it would hit me, but it barely missed me. But okay. So I went for down 2 into while running 2 here. And as you can hear, she tried to contest, but she was too late. And I think, yeah, oops, let me see. Yeah, I fucked up the wall combo, but she just gave up here. That's why I meant with, it's not a full match. It's kind of like a full match. Alright, next one. We're going against this Paul. Right? So as you can see, we're, you know, spacing each other out here. Feeling it out. I did 4-2 here. Or 4-4-2, excuse me. I did 4-4-2 here. And he doesn't grab. This is, wow, this freeze frame. This is a very specific thing to do. Again, this is Fizz's specific. Players don't do this all the time, but I like to do 4-4-2 into 4-1+2 because it creates space, you know, here. Because of the pushback, some moves won't reach here and you can actually counter hit them back. But again, you can do this sometimes with specific characters or specific matchup, but don't randomly throw this out because it's -8. So don't do it all the time. It's not your turn. But okay. So we hit him with 4-1+2 here, force crouch, and it's +6 on hit. So we close the gap with one while running 2 here. And he is defensive. You know, he's not gonna press a button because it's scary to press a button if your back is against the wall. So I was like, okay, he's not gonna press a button. Let me try and go for the back 2 here, which is, you know, good. And close it out with a quick low. I could have done down back 4 maybe here, but I'm not sure if it will do enough damage. I think it will. Yeah, it would do enough damage, but that's why I learned from my mistakes. So I'm gonna integrate this for the next day. Yeah. And that's it. This is a beautiful freeze frame. So, quick summary of what I'm trying to explain here. With maybe it's very vague and shitty. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this on the fly for once instead of reading a script. It also levels my English a little bit better instead of, you know, trying to read a script and shit like that. But try, and again, this is tougher to do than just randomly hearing it, but Gigas is a very rewarding character if you know character knowledge, and also it is something to create space in this game. Create space, bait whiffs, and go from there. Try to punish moves, try to, you know, again, make deceptive like pushback with back 3, 4-4-2, create space with back dashes, and punish or steal back momentum. Also, again, down 3+4 is such a ridiculous move. I know it's very tough to master. I said this like maybe 15 times now, but you can do crazy nutty things with down 3+4 if you mastered it. You can negate pressure, you can negate, you know, their momentum, you can shift your momentum back. And to be fair, Gigas is one of the least characters, in my opinion, that can put opponents in a very fucked up situation. Situations like, okay, Gigas has like the life lead. Yeah, you have your rage drive, but this guy is 50 meters from your face away. He's just screaming at you with his power crush and you're helpless because he can absorb all of the rage drive, almost all the rage drive. Some of them are low, so that's a little bit risky to do then. But again, this is Kazuya, perfect example actually. Here I'm in the big life lead, you know. It is not needed to overcommit something that he can launch punish because, you know, twin piston as example, my down back 4 or down back 2 launch punish, you know. It's not a big reason to go for that if you can do this. Now you remove their race drive, you know, their comeback potential or the comeback mechanic even, and you put them in a shitty position because you as a Gigas player can force them in the even worse situation that they're in already. You know, you lost your race drive because this guy just screamed at you, And now this guy is giving you such a big punch that you're sliding away 2 meters, and you have to guess the 50-50 after you block the move. Also, you know, something I like to say is it's very important to know when it's not your turn and when it is. So, as example, I've seen a couple of Gigas player doing while standing 1 on block, which is like -8 or even -9 maybe, and they're trying to jab. You know, it's very risky to do stuff like that. You know, other characters, like, you know, everyone has a while standing 4 that is 11 frames quick and is, you know, -4, -6 on block even. Yeah, they can create space because they're -6, and maybe they can even do something after they the opponent block the while standing, but Gigas is not one of those characters. At -9, you can randomly just, you know, backdash like Kazuya out of that situation, and you just put yourself in a shitty situation if you just press a button if you did the while standing 1 on block. I actually played against a couple of Gigas players, like Gigas mirror matches, right? And I've seen multiple moments that that the opponent did while standing 1 against me, and yeah, it didn't do, you know, he did while standing 1, but after the while standing 1 he tried to go for a jab or for a low or something, and I was like, yep, down for 3, 1+2, counter it. You know, don't do that. Yes, maybe you can do it if the opponent does not know it's that minus, but again, it's not recommended to put yourself in that kind of mindset. Maybe you will, how do I explain it? Maybe you will, you know, make a bad habit out of it, like I did with 4, standing 4. Normally, you know, I did standing 4 into down back 2, but that shit is -9 on block. So if the opponent jabbed back, I was like, oh shit, there goes the momentum I always build on. So yeah, that will be the video for today. I hope you like this kind of other format of recording, because again, it is also very good for my own, you know, English, to level up my English instead of reading off a script. And it's, in my opinion, so much more fun to do it without script. And yeah, obviously I hope you learned something from this video, and you know that you might have a bigger, better idea what to do in certain situations versus you know, matchups, or to download your opponent for a more efficient way of playing Gigas right now, if you learned something from this video. And again, please let me know in the comment section below if you would like a full match breakdown or analysis, because again, I love to do this already, and this is only on a couple of clips I like to show. So yeah, that will be it for today, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.